MDOT presents the Extra Mile Podcast.
Welcome into another edition of the Extra Mile Podcast here at MDOT. I am Will Kraft, and I am not joined this time by my co-host Paul Catul. I'm going to do my best to hold it down in his stead. He'll be back with us next episode for sure. But today we got a great guest on tap for us. No stranger to the show or to Mississippians for sure. Department of Agriculture Commissioner Andy Gipson. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, it's great to be with you. My hat's off to you. Thank you all for doing this great podcast every time. I'm a faithful listener when I get a chance.
That's right. We're going to institute the gold jackets at some point for numerous appearances.
Yeah,
You've got to be
that's
the
a
first
great idea.
inductee.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Well, Commissioner, as we were discussing on the way up, you are hard and heavy out there running the roads, talking to the folks, getting to the people. Lots going on, lots to cover. But how are things at Department of Agriculture?
Things are going very well, thank you. The Department of Ag is a great agency. We're really proud of our 200-plus employees, most of whom work in their vehicle all day, working out, doing the work that has to be done out in the field, or testing the gas pumps, the fuel pumps, make sure folks are getting quality fuel, and testing everything in the grocery stores, make sure everything scans up right on the scanners. And just really, it's not an exaggeration to say that our agency touches the lives of every single Mississippian in a positive way every day. We're proud of the work that our folks do, and proud of the Department of Ag, and I'm proud to be the commissioner.
Yes, sir. And all Mark's doing a great job out there. And again, lots to cover. We've got a bunch of great stuff, Dixie National, and some new initiatives rolling out. But one thing you just hit on a little bit there, the season's coming and going and changing. We're in the fall.
Fall, man, it's harvest season.
That's right. There we go.
I just recently cut a radio spot in connection with a transportation safety initiative in the Delta. So reminding people, as you travel this fall, I know we're all thinking about where we're headed and where we're going and where we got to be, but remember, you're going to see a lot more tractors, you're going to see a lot more combines, you're going to see more trucks hauling product. Mississippi's number one industry is agriculture. You're going to see more of that on the road, and they're not moving 60 miles an hour or 65. Right. So take a little extra caution, I remind folks, and be a little careful, because you don't want to run into the back of that load of soybeans, and not only for their safety, but for yours as well, and for everybody's safety. I encourage people to slow down, pay a little more attention, especially when you're traveling to rural areas, and just be on the lookout for slow-moving vehicles. This is a critical time of the year for our farmers. They're getting their crops in, and whether it's soybeans or cotton, or whether it's corn, or even the harvest that's going on in other products, pay attention what's in front of you and look out, and y'all be safe out there.
Absolutely, that's right. Whether you're going to the game or just going to see family, whatever it is, it only takes a fraction of a second,
Right.
And sometimes those brakes just don't stop quick enough.
That's right. Pay attention and look out. Everybody will be all right. But it's a critical time of the year, and I'll tell you, if it's all right to talk about farming right now.
Sure.
The farmers are facing some difficult days now. When I say agriculture or farming, that is a lot of very broad products. Our poultry is our number one industry, and then we, of course, got beef cattle and a lot of other great products. But I'm talking about our row crop producers right now, soybeans. I'm talking about corn producers. I'm talking about cotton. Those three big row crop commodities and others are facing some really stiff headwinds right now due to global trade imbalance. That's the best way I can put it. China has been the purchaser of about 52% of American soybeans, just taking them for example, over the years historically. But over the last 5 years, we've had a trade imbalance that has really been driven by China's going out and buying product elsewhere. So just taking soybeans as one example, China this year has not placed one single order for American soybeans.
Wow.
So this is a game changer in terms of what our farmers have come to expect in terms of trade and what's reality. Now, what's happening is China's buying all their product from Brazil. So they have outsourced their products to their purchases from Brazil, which is cutting down their rainforest every day, triple cropping soybeans. And all of these factors, that's just one example, but we have so much production. All right, so we're blessed. We're highly productive. The most productive soil in America is in the Mississippi Delta. But we have been so successful in producing abundant soybeans, corn, cotton, that we have so much of it,
Right.
and the demand is not there. So President Trump is working. I know Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins is working. A lot of smart people are working to crack open new markets, but also trying to renegotiate a deal with China that'll get them back to the table. That's happening right now. As we're recording this podcast, President Trump is in England negotiating a new deal for our farmers. So we're in a really tight time. The cost of production has been sky high. The demand has not been there, so the prices are low. And for many farmers, this is a make or break situation.
Sure.
So we've been in talks with everybody in D.C. I've been to D.C. several times, and we actually had Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins here in Mississippi this last week, and talked with her about these times. She gets it. The president gets it. Everybody understands that our farmers are facing tough times, and the first thing on the agenda is to pass a farm bill.
Yep.
So we've been in talks with our congressional delegation. Everybody's so good to work with, but it can't happen soon enough. And then this past week, 260 farm organizations nationwide wrote Congress and begged them to pass a bipartisan farm bill. So that's something that's got to happen in the near term before the end of this year. Any markets we can open up, getting China back to the table, trying to get a deal done with India now, which is a larger market than China, as a matter of fact. So just everybody be aware out there. We are, in 2025, America is in the midst of a farm crisis, and it's not an exaggeration to call it a crisis, but I know our farmers well enough to know they're going to persevere. We're going to get through this. I believe D.C., I believe Washington, the Congress will come through, and I know President Trump and his team are ready and able and willing to help, and we're going to get through this. And in the meanwhile, Will, we got to do what we can do here in Mississippi to help.
Exactly right.
So what we started last week was a private sector-led group of agriculture leaders, private sector, farmers, ag groups, organizations who understand these issues better than any politician ever will. And meeting around the table at our office, we kicked off this initiative with a presentation by Professor Keith Coble, director of the Agriculture Department at Mississippi State University, kind of painting a broad picture of the issues. And what our intent is to travel the state. I'm already traveling the state myself, but we're going to take this group of ag experts and farmers around the state, listening to local producers in the Delta and Northeast Mississippi and Central Mississippi, Southwest, and the Southeast and the Gulf Coast, talking about what our farmers are seeing at the local level and what we can do in terms of policy as a state of Mississippi to help. We can only do what we can do, but we first have to figure out what needs to be done today for the future of agriculture tomorrow. So we're focused on that, and I'm proud of the work that we've already done. We've already highlighted some big issues.
Yeah.
One of the big ones is we're going to have to bring back more domestic production.
Sure.
For example, cotton. Okay, cotton. Most of our cotton's Mississippi's number one export. The number one thing that we ship out of this state is cotton, and we ship it to other countries who are sewing it into a T-shirt or whatever that we need, and then they ship it back to America at a profit to them. And the president has been very vocal about this, and I support it. Why are we cutting our own throats here? We could be doing that right here in America. We could be making that same product. It would help the farmer to have that market here. We wouldn't have to wonder who's going to buy our products overseas. Do it here, American-made, American-grown, kind of like our Genuine Mississippi program, but American and genuine American products. I think we're going to bring back more domestic production, but this is a long-term solution. It's not going to happen overnight. That's the kind of things we're looking at right now.
I love that. You just mentioned another great initiative you're working on. One of the others that we talked about just a bit ago, the Make Mississippi Healthy Again. Mm-hmm. Love that. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, thank you. I went to Washington, D.C. back in February, right when the Trump administration was taking the reins of federal government, and met with the Food and Drug Administration folks. And they said to myself and to the other ag commissioners that were there, they told us 3 different times, find a way to plug in to Make America Healthy Again. Now, Make America Healthy Again is the president's executive order to try to help restore a healthier population here in our country. We have we spend so much on health care, but we're some of the sickest people on earth,
right.
it seems. So it all begins on the family farm. So one of his initiatives was to make sure we have abundant, affordable, and available food supply. And so I came back, started turning my wheels, and we launched Make Mississippi Healthy Again, makemshealthyagain.com. You can find it on the website. And when you go there, what you're going to find are resources about food raised on a farm in Mississippi where you can go buy locally. We love to promote local purchases of farm-raised food for the obvious reason that it supports our farmers and it supports the economy, the local economy. But this health aspect is a whole new wrinkle to that, because the truth is that when you eat healthy, when you eat locally raised food, it's generally going to be less processed.
Sure.
It's going to be fresher, and it's going to have more nutrients in it. So that makes perfect sense to me. As we launched to Make Mississippi Healthy Again, we are connecting consumers who are health conscious with farm-raised products in Mississippi. We traveled hitting all the spring crops, blueberries, blackberries. The official state fruit is blueberries, by the way.
That's right.
Thanks to the legislature. Thank y'all. We hit the produce, watermelons, and all the great produce, tomatoes, peas, butter beans that we raise across the state during the growing season and the farmers markets. And now we're headed into the fall. Now, Will, when it gets fall, I start thinking about hunting season. I start thinking about specific types of food. What do you start thinking about?
Maybe a good sweet potato and pumpkins. Yeah, you can't go without the pumpkins for sure.
That's
Sweet
good.
potato,
That's
yeah.
good. Now, mine, I like all that, but I think about pecan pie, too.
Okay.
I don't eat them all year long, but I love to eat them in the fall with a cup of coffee. So we're going to hit our fall crops, pecans, sweet potatoes. We're going to hit peanuts. You know, when I think about boiled peanuts in the fall, too. And then rice and some others that we're hitting to highlight the fact that Mississippi already has the healthiest farm-raised food here locally available. And we've rolled back a lot of regulations to make it easier for people just to buy direct from the farm. And I like to remind folks that when you buy direct from a farmer or at a farmer's market, your sales tax is not 7%, not 5%, it's 0%. There's no state sales tax on your purchase of local farm-raised food. So you're getting an economic benefit, you're getting a health-conscious benefit, and you're still supporting our local farmers and our local communities. So as we have launched this, we're also in discussions with the Department of Education about our Farm to School program, ways to expand that.
Absolutely.
Ways that farmers can actually benefit through this program by planting more peas and butter beans and have a direct market into our schools. That's what the president and the health administration is really focused on children, young people especially, eating healthier and being healthier. Because when you eat healthy food, guess what? You're going to be healthier. The old saying, we all learned it, you are what you eat. So when you eat healthy, you're going to be healthier. You eat junk, you're going to have junky health. We're trying to make Mississippi healthy again, and we do believe the potential is there to help our population be healthier and also help our farmers simultaneously. And I have talked with Corrections Commissioner Burl Cain about this issue and the interest that they have in having more access to local farm-raised Mississippi food products. So we're, the possibilities are there, and we're working lockstep with the Trump administration on making America healthy again. We want to do it right here in Mississippi.
I love that. I had no idea about the sales tax part of that, though.
Most people I tell that to don't. But when you buy, the key is buying farm-raised product from a farmer, and that can be on farm or at a farmer's market, and the sales tax is 0%. So you get out and shop. We have 72 farmers markets across the state.
Wow.
Almost one in every county. We used to have, I think, 25, but that has really grown. The demand, the consumer demand for more local available food products has grown, and the farmers markets have grown with it. So we're fired up about it, and I do believe it has potential to be a very important aspect to the farmer's future in Mississippi.
I love that. I love every bit of that. I mean, I am not a farmer. I'm not a scientist. I couldn't give you any data that supports closer, more local food is better for you. But in my head, I would completely agree. It seems correct,
Food and exercise. And
Absolutely.
Speaking of that, if I could jump in on behalf of my friends at Mississippi State University.
Certainly.
They're launching during the state fair this year. They're launching a similar program, but similar but not exactly related. But it's a walking program, trying to get Mississippians to walk 180 miles over a 6-week period of time. And they actually launched it, a soft launch. It's online now. You can sign up, and getting people enrolled in this to walk on a daily basis the full length of Mississippi, the state of Mississippi. Wow. So that's exciting to think about, you know. I think it's 180 miles. It might be some other distance, but I can't remember except to say it's a long distance over 6 weeks at a time. Yes. I think they said 180. They're going to launch it during the state fair, and we'll give you all the details then. But it's a walking, eating healthier and healthier lifestyle. It's going to mean a healthier population to help us battle some of the chronic disease that we face in this state that's dragging us down, and we can do better than that. We can be healthier.
Absolutely. What's the old saying? You know, a well man has lots of wishes, but a sick man only has one wish.
That's right. That's right.
To be healthy.
Exactly. We take our health for granted sometimes. So you are what you eat, Will.
I like that very much. Well, look, again, you guys are killing it. I mean, just out there doing the Lord's work. Love the local aspect of all that, and obviously, I like to eat. A couple of things you did, or one thing you did mention that we were looking very much forward to getting to talk about, State Fair coming up.
Man, we're ready for the Mississippi State Fair. It's the 166th Mississippi State Fair, the largest event in the state. We'll have 500,000 people come through here or more. We hope to have more this year. I was at my desk in the month of June, and I got an email from the White House, and it said, you are invited to participate in the Great American State Fair. I said, well, that sounds interesting. I clicked on it and read it, and turns out President Trump had mentioned this idea of a Great American Fair when he was running for re-election. And, you know, we all heard it and didn't think a lot more about it, but it's a true thing. He's challenging, as part of America's 250th birthday, every state to have the most patriotic fair. We're having a competition. Who can have the most patriotic state fair? I did not even have to pray about that. I actually wrote him right back, said, Mississippi's in, we're going to do this.
No problem.
We can do this. And so we're wrapping our state fair in red, white, and blue as part of America 250. The birthday of America, July the 4th, will be 250 years old next July 4th, 2026. And the president said we're starting the celebration now, a year long, and we'll continue it through 26. But as we put on the most patriotic fair, some of the things that we've done, we're going to have a ribbon cutting with the National Guard and a flyover. We've got Chief Cyrus Ben of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians coming to help us cut the ribbon, and the new Mayor Jackson, Mayor Horn, and we've got some great activities of patriotic performances throughout the duration of the fair. Some local churches are performing, doing patriotic programming, a day of prayer October the 8th, and then right after I wrote the White House back and said Mississippi's in, I picked up the phone and I said, y'all call Lee Greenwood's agent. Call him today and book him for the Mississippi State Fair. And I'm proud to report Lee Greenwood will be at the State Fair on stage for a live performance October 13th. That's Columbus Day.
Write it down.
With a Great American concert, free with your fair admission. And I'm going to get on stage and sing I'm Proud to Be an American with Lee Greenwood. If I don't do anything else, I'm going to be up there singing that with him. After he performs, we're going to have a massive fireworks show, and it's going to be a fantastic day. We planned a Great American Parade, and I love the patriotic spirit that this is going to bring.
Sure.
As we bring people together. And we were thinking about what else could we do to kind of give back, and we decided we'd make it a great benefit for our veterans. The Friends of Mississippi Veterans, an organization, nonprofit organization that simply invests in the care and the well-being of the veterans who fought and defended our freedoms for all their lives, building them homes, nursing homes, and vans so they can get to their health care that they need. And so we're going to have stations throughout the entire complex where people can give directly to the Friends of Mississippi Veterans. Just click on that QR code, send it, and they're going to support the veterans of this great state. We're honored to do that. And so, if Mississippi doesn't win the most patriotic state fair, I don't know who else is going to win it, y'all. We got to win this. All we need to do, if you're coming to the fair, Will, I'm telling you,
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, and myself, let's all wear red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Let's get a sea of red, white, and blue folks out there on that fair midway. We're going to have a fantastic state fair, all-American, patriotic state fair. The National Guard will be there. We're going to honor our law enforcement. We have special days for law enforcement, first responders, active military, and veterans to get in absolutely free because we love America. And I think in the days that we're living in, when we see the tragedy of the Charlie Kirk assassination and the gut punch that we all took to see that tragedy, it's a good time to remember that we are one nation under God, and we can come together and stand for what we believe in. And I think everybody can agree. We're thankful to be Americans, to be celebrating 250 years. Thanks be to the good Lord and the great people of this country. So let's celebrate America.
That's right, absolutely.
At the 2025 Great American Mississippi State Fair.
And that is October 2nd, right, starting?
October the 2nd at 11 o'clock, we'll cut the ribbon. And it'll run all the way through the 13th. Columbus Day. And that's when Lee Greenwood will be here. And you come on out. I'll be at the biscuit booth. And by the way,
next question.
One more big, well, ask me your question. I'll tell you one more big surprise.
Well, you answered it. I was going to ask you, you're going to be at the biscuit booth this year.
I'm going to be at the biscuit booth. So the Great American Fair that President Trump envisioned is going to happen in Washington, D.C. on the week of 4th of July, 2026. And he's invited us to come to the National Mall for a 50-state Great American Fair.
Oh, wow.
And so I'll be representing our state there. Maybe y'all can come too.
Sure.
But I'm going to bring the biscuit booth to Washington, D.C.
I love it. Absolutely.
We give 100,000 fresh, hot, homemade buttermilk biscuits out every year. And we'll give a few of them out in Washington, D.C. too, see what they think about them.
Yeah, I'll take some catfish. Every time I go up there, you can't find a good piece of catfish.
We're thinking maybe we should start a contest. What do we need to bring to represent Mississippi at the Great American Fair during the 250th birthday celebration of America? The biscuit booth is going to be there. All right.
Sure.
What else? Y'all think about it. Get right in and tell us what you think.
I love that.
I think we'll launch that some way during this state fair and let people give us their ideas. Catfish is a great idea.
We like to eat, I'm telling you. And I'm not kidding. Every time I go to Washington, I feel like there's just nowhere to eat catfish. I don't know why it is. I get up there and start looking for catfish, I guess.
Well, they don't know what they're missing out on. Now, you convinced me, Will. Let's bring the catfish to D.C.
We got to.
Maybe we call it a taste of Mississippi.
There we go.
All of our best food. We've already talked about a lot of it. We're going to do it. So get ready. Let's celebrate America during this state fair. And then the week of 4th of July, I'll see y'all in Washington, D.C. on the National Mall with a taste of Mississippi. And I will have some biscuits to hand out.
I love it. A lot to look forward to. And look, just on the state fair, I mean, a staple of my entire, childhood and existence. I mean, that was something we looked forward to and still do. And now I've got 2 little kids and my 2 girls. Can't wait to bring them out and restart that,
Well, it's about family memories.
Absolutely.
And the people who come to the state fair, many of them are multiple generations that are coming, bringing their family. I had a couple here last year that were celebrating 75 years of marriage.
Wow.
They were engaged. He popped the question at the state fair 75 years ago, and they brought, I think, 4 generations of their family there just to celebrate. They're in wheelchairs rolling around. And I'm thinking, wow, that's what it's about, family memories and making those traditions. And when you come by the biscuit booth, that's keeping the tradition alive.
I love that very much so. Well, Commissioner, look, with that, I appreciate you very much taking your time out of your day to come over here. Anything else you wanted to get out before we leave?
I don't think so. I just want to encourage everybody to put on their patriotic spirit, come on out to the Mississippi State Fair, support our farmers, thank our farmers when you see them, and buy local. That's what I love to see people do. When we invest in our own people and our own products, we're making the best investment because we have the best folks and the best farmers, the best products anywhere in this world. And I'm honored to be here today. Thank y'all for what you do at the DOT to keep the products rolling, commerce flowing, and we'll just keep on keeping on and see what tomorrow brings. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you. With that, we'll wrap up here. Special thanks to all of our listeners out there for letting us do this. Drew Hall holding things down behind the camera, making sure everything goes smoothly. Shout out to our Ashto Transcom partners up there, Maggie. Thanks for always taking care of us and looking out for us. Find us wherever you download podcasts. Go get it and let us know. Thank y'all so much. Remember, drive safe out there on Mississippi Road.